I've said it 100 times and I'll say it another 100 if I have to. Cancel culture's a plague and I don't support it. 99% of people don't actually deserve to have their careers canceled and ruined by people on social media. And with the case of Gina Carano, I definitely don't think that she deserved to be fired from The Mandalorian, fired from her talent agency. But there's also been some pretty good news with this situation since she's now teaming with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire for a new movie. But that leaves a franchise that a lot of us loved in the balance. This means that not only will people be boycotting Disney and won't watch a season 3 anyway for The Mandalorian, but we lost Cara Dune, a character we really loved, and now there's news about Disney potentially losing Pedro Pascal because, of course, he's been hired for a new show, and he's admitted that his focus is no longer on The Mandalorian. It's not his main priority anymore. So I'm going to be referencing a Cosmic Book News article. Pedro Pascal may exit The Mandalorian following Gina Carano. While Star Wars fans are canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions in droves, it's suggested that Pedro Pascal may exit The Mandalorian, which follows Gina Carano getting fired from the series by Disney and Lucasfilm. It is also suggested that The Mandalorian may be canceled and that a season 3 will not happen. Even if season 3 did happen, I feel like a lot of that love is gone for people. We're losing an actress. We might be even losing an actor. A lot of the story is just gone there. A lot of the happiness is gone there because for me, I know that if I watched a Mandalorian season 3, I'd be like, wow, I really remember the Gina situation. It just sucks for this to happen. It sucks that we lost this actress and it ruins the experience for me. But YouTuber Grace Randolph has put the puzzle pieces together in a video posted Thursday titled Gina Carano Fired, Pedro Pascal to HBO's The Last of Us, Mandalorian Season 3. Randolph goes over the news of Carano getting fired, which may just tie into the news of Pedro Pascal landing a lead role in The Last of Us series. Before we dive into things, it says, there may still be hope yet that the situation with Gina Carano can be rectified, perhaps similar to what happened with James Gunn, whose indefensible tweets were at least 104 times worse than anything Gina Carano had put on social media. I unfortunately think that that's the end. I do not think that there is hope coming out of this situation. I do not think that Gina Carano is going to return. We found out that they fired her and she didn't even know until she read about it on social media. The same thing with her talent agency. She is now going to work with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. I don't think that there's any hope for Gina to come back. It just sounds like she is ready to do her own thing and make better career moves. I know that working for a company like Disney is very big. It's very important to someone's career, but I think that she does believe that she is worth more than having to deal with them flip-flopping all the time, saying we don't support her, and then of course them supporting people like Pedro Pascal who have made very bad tweets in the past as well. So it says Pedro Pascal is starring in HBO's The Last of Us. Regarding a possible connection between the news of Carano getting fired from The Mandalorian and Pedro Pascal starring in The Last of Us, the news of Pedro Pascal was first posted by Deadline, which was immediately followed by the news of Gina Carano. It says, note the published times have since changed, possibly due to edits made on the articles, but regardless, they were basically posted one after the other. It shows the headlines, actress Gina Carano parts ways, and then Pedro Pascal to star as Joel, and then message aimed at Disney. While to the untrained eye it might seem as if Deadline is simply posting articles, it's more than likely some sort of message that's being sent, as the two articles were published prior to Disney's Q1 2021's earning call. It's guessed that Pedro Pascal isn't all that happy with Disney and Lucasfilm, and that he has gone back home to Warner Brothers, where he was of course featured in Game of Thrones, as well as Wonder Woman 1984. We've known for a while that he was having major issues on set of The Mandalorian. He basically just wanted more creative control over his character and also the story, and they wouldn't give it to him. Well, we didn't think that they were giving it to him, but that really pissed him off, it sounded like. So that did, of course, cause a huge ripple behind the scenes from rumors that we've heard. It says, what is interesting about the Deadline article is that, It states that Pascal has downgraded the importance of Disney's The Mandalorian and has opted for HBO's The Last of Us to be his main focus. It says what is also interesting about the article from Deadline is that it has been edited to where it first stated he could continue on the Star Wars series to he will continue on the Star Wars series, which implies that the writer of the article has some sort of inside info about Pedro Pascal, possibly not continuing with The Mandalorian Season 3. The Deadline editors should have really explained the correction for it, but chose not to for some reason. Now, between the controversies he's caused for himself about his posts and stating his focus is clearly with The Last of Us show, his schedule for The Last of Us might not even fit into the timeline of The Mandalorian's filming schedule, so maybe they need to go with another story with other Mandalorians, or they could always just end The Mandalorian with Season 3. They could say that Luke finding Grogu was the main story they wanted to tell, but there has been a lot of rumors like they wanted to do a story about the Siege of Mandalore potentially. I don't know if that's true or not. There's no facts that I've seen backing that up, but they haven't contracted anyone for it. So if anything, Disney might still try to get him in the lead spotlight, but his obligations are clearly with The Last of Us show. So The Mandalorian could be delayed. They said they wanted to put it out in 2022, but we do not even know if he's going to be part of it. Maybe they'll just move forward with the Season 3 without him, and maybe that went into their thinking of firing Gina Carano. If they're not doing a Season 3 and the Rangers of the Republic show isn't really about Cara Dune, they didn't need her. But it says 2 Disney actors may exit. So first of all, the article by Deadline offers that Pedro Pascal has gone back to HBO to star in The Last of Us, which will take precedent over The Mandalorian, and the article also at first suggested that he may not continue with The Mandalorian Season 3, but corrected their information to state that he is still part of the show. The article by Deadline was also posted a minute after the same article by The Hollywood Reporter, followed 7 minutes by Variety, with all 3 owned by the same company. It does say what probably happened is that Deadline, THR, and or Variety were tipped off about Carano getting fired, which saw Disney release the following statement: Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the show. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are aberrant and unacceptable. I'm pretty disappointed, to be honest, with Disney, with Lucasfilm, because The Mandalorian was a good show. We all really liked The Mandalorian. The sequel trilogy was really bad. I still think that The Force Awakens was a good basis to a trilogy, and then it turned out to be complete garbage with The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi. But I'm disappointed to see them lose a really good actress, lose this story that we all had so much hope for. We all thought that The Mandalorian was the savior of Star Wars, maybe. We thought that it was finally some sort of good Star Wars content, and then it kind of gotten ripped away from us. Grace points to the article from THR where it confirms the rumors that Disney has wanted to fire Carano for months and says that the original plan was to have Carano star in the Rangers of the Republic show, but due to previous tweets, Disney changed its mind. It sucks that this is what The Mandalorian and Star Wars has turned into. It was a good show, but with The Mandalorian being less of the focus, Gina Carano being gone, not seeing Cara Dune anymore, and Grogu probably not being a main focus, I just think that the show at this point is dead anyway. Even if they go ahead with Season 3, I don't believe that Pedro Pascal would quit as some way to defend Gina, but he's been whining and complaining about the show for a long time because he wanted more creative control, and I just think that all of the pieces have fallen into place and The Mandalorian is kind of done. I think that they could attempt to do another story with more Mandalorians, maybe even bring back Baby Yoda, but I just think that there are so many people who are very unhappy with them right now that a lot of Star Wars fans, real Star Wars fans like me, will not give them another chance and wouldn't even watch a Mandalorian Season 3. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think that Pedro Pascal is completely done with The Mandalorian? Do you think he's going to come back for a Season 3? Or do you think that The Mandalorian is just going to be ended due to all of the situations surrounding the show? If you enjoyed this video, video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.